All of America's richest started as small business owners. They went from SMB to industry tycoon. Here's how you can apply their principles to grow your small business. Phil Knight was born in Portland, Oregon. His father ran a small local newspaper and didn't really understand how ambitious his son was. When his son applied for a job delivering papers for his dad's company, his dad told him no, and Phil went to go work for a competing newspaper. He ran track at the University of Oregon and eventually attended Stanford Business School. And at Stanford is where he wrote the paper that became the foundation of Nike. And the idea was, what if a Japanese-made shoe could compete with the German juggernaut of Adidas? So after graduation, he traveled to Japan and he struck a handshake deal to distribute the Tiger running shoe in the United States. And he did this through his newly formed company, Blue Ribbon Sports. And he went around selling sneakers out of the trunk of his Plymouth. But Blue Ribbon Sports was far from smooth sailing. Inventory took months to arrive, cash flow was tight, and Knight kept his day job as an accountant for years, spending nights and weekends on Blue Ribbon. Eventually, the Japanese shoemaker tried to cut him out of the US market. Their partnership had collapsed, and Knight scrambled to survive. So he and his partner Bowerman decided to launch their own line, Nike. Their first design had a sole that Bowerman had made using a waffle maker, and Nike's early years were brutal. But they did grow fast, but they were constantly undercapitalized. Knight replied on Japanese suppliers, flew cargo himself, begged banks to extend credit lines, and nearly lost the company more than once. It wasn't pretty, but he kept going. Nike didn't take off because of its comfort and quality. It took off for what it stood for. Phil believed that Nike was about competing and winning. It was about celebrating athletes. He marketed tough underdog grit, track culture, and a relentless drive to innovate. And then they bet the farm on a rookie basketball player named Michael Jordan, and the rest is history. So what can you learn from Phil Knight? 1, start scrappy. Sell out of the trunk of your car if you have to. Number 2, don't let bad partnerships end your momentum. Number 3, build a brand, not just margin. Number 4, survive long enough so that you can bet big on the right moment. Nike was far from an instant success. It was a company that nearly collapsed several times, but Knight pushed through. One belief, one brand, and on the back of athletes that made people's dreams come true. So follow us for more of America's richest and our favorite topic of buying small businesses.